I woke up this morning, but this morning didn't feel like a normal wake up. It felt like I was still half asleep. I was still dreaming. And so when I was actually awake, I realized that there's something going on down there, right? What's going on? And so I pull over my sheets and I look down there and it's wet. I just had a wet dream on NoFap. What's going on? There's some white substance down there. Pause. And so today I just wanted to talk about wet dreams on NoFap. Are they a relapse? Is it okay? How do I feel after having that wet dream? And how it led up to me having a wet dream today. And this all started last night when I was just laying on my bed and I was just scrolling through my phone on Reddit, looking at some posts and some memes before I go to sleep. And so I look and I come across this post where for the first 5 seconds, it was like an NSFW video. It was like a girl and she was in like a certain position, but like the video was cropped out where you don't see the actual thing there, and just cut to a meme of Goku, and then Goku was just like looking at you like, hey bro, like what are you doing? I see you, right? So it was just like, oh okay, like it was a meme, right? So then I checked the comments because naturally my monkey brain was curious, like, oh, what's the sauce? You know, what is the source of the video? And thankfully, none of the people that commented actually knew where it was from, and so I didn't know it at the time, but it was actually a blessing in disguise, because if I had known where the video was from, I know that I definitely would have clicked on the video and I would have watched it, and then I may have relapsed. But I didn't do that. So I just kept on scrolling and then I went to bed eventually, but I didn't know it. But that post was in the back of my mind. It was in my subconscious mind. So that's when I was waking up this morning, I had these sexual thoughts inside my brain. I was having a wet dream, because that's what I was saying, where I was in this half asleep state where I was like, oh, I was about to wake up and I knew that I was having a wet dream. I knew that I was having these thoughts in my head of me doing these things with like this girl that I saw on the post. And so that made me to have a wet dream this morning where, like I said, I checked and I was like, yep, I had a wet dream. And I'm currently about to hit 2 weeks on NoFap. I don't usually like to count track of the days, but this is just to give you some perspective. Maybe when you're going to have your wet dream, or maybe you could have your wet dream earlier or further than this. So how do I feel right now? The first thing that I feel is that my energy is definitely drained a little bit. I feel like when I was waking up this morning, it took me a little longer to get out of bed and to actually start doing the things that I need to do. And it feels like I did lose some of that vital energy, because your seed contains a lot of energy, right? So naturally, when you release some of that energy, whether that's through yourself, a woman, or in a wet dream, you're going to lose some of that. So I definitely felt that myself. And another thing that I felt was that I maybe was starting to lose these benefits that I was getting on NoFap, right? But then I realized that that's not actually how this works. It's actually a good thing that you get a wet dream, because what that means is that your body is releasing some of that old substance, right? Like your body is naturally going to always want to release your seed. That's why men are always so sexually active and they're always looking for girls that they want to release with. But the practice of NoFap and semen retention makes it so that we want to contain our seed, right? But I don't think that we should prevent wet dreams. I think that wet dreams are a natural thing that happens on NoFap and semen retention, but it's just that you are going to feel a little less energy. You're going to feel maybe a little less confident, a little less, oh, like I'm not being myself. But this is way better than a relapse, because you can actually bounce back from a wet dream pretty fast. Because like I said, the thing that you release during your night, aka nocturnal emission, isn't as bad as an actual release of yourself. So I just started going on my day. I was just like, you know what? It is what it is. Wet dreams are a natural part of NoFap. So I just kept on pushing, and here I am recording this video. So I feel fine now. I feel like my energy has definitely improved and it's gone back a little bit. So I just wanted to let you guys know that having wet dreams on NoFap is totally okay. It's very natural, and that you're going to recover very quickly. But it only becomes a problem when you're actively seeking it. So that time was like an accident, right? Like I didn't know it at the time, but it still happened. But if you're actively doing it, like before you go to sleep, you feed your brain all these sexual thoughts. Like maybe you were watching a video or you were scrolling on Instagram with these provocative images and videos, then yes, that may become a problem, because you're actively trying to keep your brain active in a sexual state when you're falling asleep. So then you have more wet dreams, right? So I just want you guys to be aware of that. So do not do that. Realize that wet dreams on NoFap is totally natural and that you are going to be okay. So if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. I would appreciate that. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.